Direct, I'll go straight to the point na, no? So, how does it feel na 19 years na ang Encantadia na maituturing na ring baby mo in your directing field?
I feel old. I never expected to have another round with Encantadia, but we're lucky enough to get Sangre this time around. But I guess I've been telling people that this will be my last round. I think someone should take care of it after, but I'm still looking for whoever that guy is or that girl is. But again, well, thank you for you guys sticking around all this time. I'm sure from 2005 pa nanonood na kayo yung mga medyo ano diyan, Gen Z diyan. 2005 pa kayo nanonood and then mga mga millennials sa 2016. So it's been quite a journey. And this Sangre, Encantadia Chronicles is definitely a step up from what we've shown and what we've seen. So I'm very excited to show it to you guys.
Thank you, Direct. We were talking about our favorite episodes, no? And the highlight of this episode or of this event is, of course, the confrontation between um, Perena and Minea in the Encantadio 2005 version. So,
Okay.
the question is, can you take us back to the time that you were shooting this scene? And meron ka bang trivia dyan na maibibigay sa amin? And yeah, how is it comparable to the 2016 version, if you may?
Well, that I think if there's any scene that will is the catalyst of everything in Encantadia, it's that scene. You know, when Perena discovers that she's the unwanted child, but she doesn't know why she's not really the unwanted child. And we were just lucky enough to have Don Solveta and of course Sunshine Dizon to be in 2005, and then of course another drama queen, Marian Rivera Dantes, and Glyza De Castro for 2016. You know, so at least we made sure when we did 2016 that we will equate or not surpass the 2005 uh, that scene, no? Uh, that's one of the scenes that really I remember how we crafted that matagal uh, because we were still in 2005, we didn't have a Bible. You know, we were developing for the character, so there was a lot of discussion. And you know, we have in Cantaja, it's always we have thinking actors. So Sunshine would question the motivation. Uh, Don Solveta would ask where she's coming from. So is Marian and Glyza. So it's just like itong lines you say it. There's a discussion that happens. So you see how rich and how powerful the scene becomes. So uh, I'm trying to recall bits and pieces on the confrontation, no? Uh, Parang ano lang, ang naalala ko lang doon is when doon na sa ano it's further down yung nag-react na yung when they discovered that the white lady is when the woman in the white was the inang Reyna, and then nagwala si Perena, and then pinalaban siya ng mga kapatid niya. I remember time na talagang nung nagtutukan silang ganyan, si Glyza was almost hit by the spear by Kylie. So yun lang naman, and then in 2005 naman wala naman masyadong trivial doon, no? But it's a very difficult scene. Not naman difficult, very challenging scene to do. Kasi nga, yun yung sinasabi ko na this is the heart and soul of whatever happens next to your sisters and to your mother. So we really had to take care of that scene.
Alam mo, direct, pinag-uusapan namin kanina, sino ba talaga ang dapat nanalo? Si Amihan ba o si Perena? How about you? Anong may share mo with that, ano? Was Minea right with her decision as a queen and as a mother?
Yeah. I think, I know it's a gray area. If you weigh it, there's pros and cons. If you have Amihan, she was the popular choice because she's tempered. Unlike Perena, she's the hothead. She has the blood of the Hatoria. She's a loose cannon. But at the same time, if you move forward, sa dami ng dinaanan ng Encantadia, the weakness of Amihan made, you know, created problems for the kingdom. But if Perena was the queen, maybe those problems wouldn't have been that big, di ba? Kasi palaban siya. Si Ardian kasi may puso eh, di ba? Si Perena may puso pero matapang, palaban. Si Amian was weighing things eh. That's why her biggest asset is also her biggest flaw.
More on favorite episode. Ikaw naman, Direk, what's your personal favorite sa lahat ng mga eksena na shoot mo no from 2005 to 2016 syempre. So
Ang random list niyan is one of the top is of course yung sa 2016 na we shot in Fortune Island. Cassiopeia sa that's what was quite challenging. We got there daytime, we rolled nighttime, we went home break of dawn already. The island was so small, there was no tents, we were outside. We cannot move too much kasi ang titid ng island. So, mamalikan tulog, baka sa bangin ka na namin kunin. It's really difficult. But it's really beautiful. That was very uh, memorable for us. And then favorite scenes would be I Love You Talaga. Of course, yung when Danaya took made boso kay Akil, with Danaya, with Diana Subiri and Alfred Vargas, and then we did it with Rocco Casino and Sanya Lopez. I was remember pa noon, when we were gonna do that scene, syempre iconic yon. I had to ask Rocco, said Rocco, we're gonna be, bare top here. I hope you get ready for it. Walang si Rocco talagang ganun lang siya ng ganun. I didn't know he was that fit. So when we were taking that scene, when he took out his shorts, ay, sus, siya pala to si Rocco. So that was a fun scene to do. That's memorable. And then also, of course, the Great Wars, that when we shoot in the beach with all those explosions and the fight scene na inuumaga na. Dun sa finale ng Encantadia 2006 na yon, the final battle, we had blood effect. No, blood effect yan nakalagay. So Ding Dong had blood effect. That is basically Caro syrup with red food coloring. And that's what we use something else now, but that time it's Caro syrup sa nakalagay dito. Umabot ng umaga yung fight scene. Na-burn yung Caro syrup sa sa face niya. And then we had to segue shooting moments of love. So may mga eksena sa moments of love, you see these patches of anok sa mukha ni Ding Dong. That's because of that scene sa Great War at the end of Enka 2006. Yun, ang dami niyan. And then yun nga, shooting in Daranak Falls. One more thing, you remember Ding Dong Karil in the sa falls when they finally saw each other and they were madly in love and they were looking at each other, romantic scene. Ang nangyari doon is one of my cameramen was pointing the camera up. I had 3 cameras. One camera was pointing up. I said, Elmer, ano ba yung pinapakita mo sa akin? Bakit mo tinututok sa puno? Then he zoomed in. There was a big snake on top of Ding Dong and Karil. Ang ganda ng eksena. So my producer was saying, cut natin. Wow, ang ganda ng eksena. So, pinatapos ko muna eksena and then I very gentle, in a gentle way, I go, Ding Dong, Karil, okay, please step out because there's a big snake on top of you. Yun, nandun yun. So, usually we see a lot of snakes on the set. And lately lang, when we shot in Epic Park, meron na namang ahas. I said, that's part and parcel of Encantadia. Hindi maging Encantadia ang isang series kung walang bisita ng mga ahas. Ahas na totoo, hindi si Ether.
oh, yun nga direct yung iniisip ko ba kasi ba't halumang ether lang din yun na pag-alagala at ayaw niya sa love team ni ni Alena at ni
Ibarro.
Oh. Ayan. Nakakatuwa naman direct yung mga naibahagi mong behind the scene trivias So let's go straight direct sa mga tanong ng mga fans na naririto ngayon. Zim de la Cruz. Hello Zim. Throw away your question kay Direct Mark.
Yes, good eve po, Direk. So, my question is, kasi nga po, di ba po, yung original Encantadia, it's about the classic Encanto approach natin, kung ano makikita natin about mga Encanto, yung talaga nakita natin sa 2005. While on the 2016, according sa interview ni Sir Noel, the inspiration of it are online games. So moving forward sa Sangre, I just want to ask if what will be the vibe of the Sangre? Is it going to be the classic Encanto vibes, or it's gonna be like the 2016 with online games inspiration, or it's gonna be a mixture? So yun na po yung tanong ko po.
It's a very healthy mixture of both. Yeah, we brought back a lot of the Encanto elements. You'll see a lot of elementals involved with the Sangres, particularly sa Mundo ni Terra. And then sa Encantadia naman, we have new creatures na pinahirapan kami to develop. Yan sila Greg, ang daming iniisip na napakahirap. Pero it's very exciting. So it's a good mix.
Thank you po, Direk. Thank you po.
Thank you, Zim, for that question, and thank you, Direk. So, guys, yeah, please raise your hands if you want to ask Direk, no? But let's accommodate first the first ones. Denmel isn't here, but let me ask this Direk. Ito yung kanyang tanong. 100% ba mabubuhay si Amihan at makakasama na siya sa Sangre?
Gusto nyo makita yung costume niya?
Yes.
Wait for it. Yes, Amihan will be there. All the OG Sangres will be there. And who knows, the legend Sangres might just join also. So we're trying our best to put them all together. But definitely the four Sangres will be there. Amihan as well, of course.
Yes. Hindi yata updated si Denmel kasi matagal na itong kino-confirm ni Miss Suzette mismo, no, nakasama si Amihan. Even if Amihan died in the previous series, kasama pa rin si Amihan, Kylie Padilla sa susunod na installment ng Encantadia.
Yeah.
Now let's go to one hand raised, no? Kay Nel. Go, Nel.
Hi po, Direk.
Kabisala?
Um, you're one of my idol, director po
Oh,
in Philippine television. So ano po,
thank you.
so shout out pala sa Kapuso Global Channel. So galing po sa kanilang tanong na ito. So gusto ko rin itanong ang mga to. Actually, dalawang questions po to. Sana po sagutin niyo.
Sige.
Ano po? Ang unang question po is kung same ba daw po ng ng um yung ginamit po ng mga background po sa 2016, I mean kung same pa rin ba ng background yung 2016 at saka yung bagong season po sa ngayon, yung sa Sapero, sa Adamya, tapos sa Lereo po, yung mga ganun. At saka sa ibang ano um po, kaharian.
What do you mean background? The sets, the environment?
Po, yung set po, ganun.
There's a lot of changes. There's some things we kept, but there are major changes. We have Erickson Navarro, who's an award-winning production designer. He came into on board. Actually, we have 3 production designers for Sangre. So there's a very interesting mix what he created and what he designed. So we're executing that. So very you'll enjoy the ano. And Greg, I'll segue lang, no. There was this question about kung ano, I've been asked this so many times kung mas madaming outdoor locations ngayon or compared to 2016. Okay, ito yung nangyari ng 2016, guys. We were it's very different now from 2016 kasi 2016 when we were doing the series, we started off with a lot of outdoor locations. And then when the weather was starting to turn bad, and then kami dati yung what we shoot we need to air already. Kung nabutang kami kasi it wasn't canned before. So we were forced to do a lot interior locations. In the miski exterior siya, we do it interior with chroma or a set forest set in the studio pero it's a forest scene ganon. That's only because of that na inabutan kami ng airing. Now, it's not gonna happen because we're canned, so we're doing things now, but you'll not be seeing us for the next few months. It's gonna be later on pa. Kasi nga, we have, with that, if that's the case, we have enough time to really shoot on location. Unlike before na inaabutan kami ng airing. Dati kasi ganun eh. So, hindi na you can ask all the stars. Natutulog na sa studio yung mga ibang mga artists kasi nga kailangang i-shoot sila the following day. So hindi na sila umuwi. So parang ganun. That's the only situation. But now we really try to do outdoor sequences. Hopefully, we don't quote me on this. No, this is not official. But if you ask me, hopefully we get to shoot out of the country for the snow sequences for Mitena. We're really trying to do that, but because of budget, because of the scheduling, so we'll see what we do. We haven't shot any of the Mineabe sequences yet. Kasi nga we're still contemplating on how to do it.
So yung second question is kung same ba daw po ng mga effects po, or I mean kung Riot INC pa rin po ba yung yung tawag dun, yung niyo po ngayon tawag dun, yung ginagamit niyo po sa pag-edit po ng Enka ngayon, or yung mismong GMA video graphics po?
Yeah, you know what? The level of I think either you just saw a bit of it or you watched it. Ang level natin is hindi na tayo bababa from Voltus 5. Okay, why would we go down from the level of Voltus 5? Okay, so definitely the level of quality that is of international quality in Voltus 5 is what Sangre is going to project as well. From this point on, hindi na tayo gagawa ng pangit pa, syempre. Or hindi man pangit, low end or outdated na sequences or effects.
Okay po. Thank you po.
Thank you, Nel. Nel, hopefully nasagot ni Direk yung pareho mong katanungan, no? So, let's proceed to another Encantatic na gustong magtanong kay Direk Mark. Renz, go ahead, Renz.
Thank you, Greg. Abisala, Direk.
Abisala.
I have two questions po. Regarding po sa directing, no, parang how did you handle yung feedbacks from fans and critics po during the airing of Encantadia, both nung 2005 and of course the requel in 2016? And I know nung time nung 2005 hindi pa gaano po yung natin sa social media, no, and then in 2016 mas exposed po kayo sa ng social media, marami nang nakapagbigay ng insights nila about how the series run, no, and then nagkaroon ba siya ng influence when it comes to your direction of the series?
Well, everything, there's any director should evolve with the times, with the style of directing, and then with the new toys that is allowed to be given. So, syempre, naman. I'm sure naman, when you watch 2005 and 2016, you see the major difference, diba? The evolution. We take criticism, from my experience, I take constructive criticisms and I will address it if I can. Especially in Voltus 5, we did a lot of that. No? We paid a lot of attention to that. But pero yung mga mema lang diyan, hindi ko na pinapansin yun. I don't have time, the time or day from them na para mas magaling pa sila sa mga sumulat, mas magaling pa sila kay Suset, or sa hindi nila alam yung story kung bakit hindi ko pwedeng gawin yung ganito. They don't know what the time constraints, the production realities, yung mga ganon. So I just let it go. And bottom line naman dyan is that Encantadia, so I cannot count with my fingers how many awards that we've won. Okay, here and abroad. We won in New York Film Festivals, Asian Awards. Ang dami na yan. So as long as you see and then, if Encantadia was such a, bad franchise, we won't be talking here right now, and we won't be here 19 years after. And it's iconic, Abisala, and you see the school productions, ang mga gay pageants, ang mga Ashley, Buhay na Buhay, so, and then now we have Sangre. I mean, it's part of Pinoy pop culture now. uh, we are Encantadia is already in the ranks of the Mars Ravelo and Carlo J. Caparas heroes. We're part of the new and modern pop culture. Uh, iba ginagamit na teaching uh, tool na ang ano dati, ang Encantadia sa Tagalog ng mga teachers way before. So ang daming ganung na mga positive point na you could tell na how strong the franchise is. And I don't think GMA would invest in a franchise that they don't believe in. Diba? And now, Sangre, and it's Encantadia Chronicles, meaning it's not just one series, but it's a continuing series. If you can, uh, if the people still want us, we will be continuing all these as a continuing franchise.
Ganda po nung insight nyo. Derek, kasi syempre, di ba, parang as fans nga kami, parang marami din kami gustong parang sana ganito, sana ganyan. But at the end of the day, sometimes we just put the trust sa production. I mean, ano na lang yung audience kasi para especially sa free TV po ito, no, parang hindi naman kami nagbabayad ng ng premium doon subscription, no, watching this magical series, no. So I'm happy to hear your side, Direct, kasi sometimes yung mga fans na parang hindi nabibigay yung gusto, of course meron tayong parang ay sana ganito ganyan, but at the end of the day ano lang, spectators lang kami nung output po na pinapakita niyo. But as a fan po since 2005, sobrang laking impact sa akin ng Encantadia, like sa pagiging creative ko as a person, yung relevance niya sa life ko. Kasi it's the story na kaya lagi kong ina-appreciate si Miss Suzy before because kung titingnan mo yung lore nung story, it's andun yung nag-create siya ng malawak na malalim na lore rather. Pero ano doon pa rin yung touch ng reality about family, about friendship, about romance. Hindi siya naaalis, which is very needed, no, sa as an Pinoy audience. My next question is related to my first question din, Derek, but more on this chronicles, no, ng Sangre. Parang how do you face the challenges doon sa world building ng Encantadia now na nai-ensure pa rin natin, Derek, yung what do you call this, we felt na yung realness nung realm na Encantadia, tapos narinig po namin sa mga interviews na meron din tayong again parang scene sa mortal world. So I think nababasa ko most of the time sa mga discussion na parang mas nafe-feel namin na parang sana mas maraming scenes, no, sa Encantadia kasi yun yung inaabangan namin, yung kakaibang realm, di ba? Parang marami kaming series na mapanood na pa sa mundo ng tao. But how do you face those kind of challenges na mapa-feel mo sa audience, Direct, na it's still Encantadia, the one you're, craving for?
Yeah, I think naman even si SD has heard that and has felt it. That's why she is making sure, or the writers, no, the creative team is making sure that there's a good balance of Encantadia and the mortal world. And I can guarantee you, dati kasi ang mortal world, ano siya, it was focused on Lyra and Anthony's love story, di ba? And then in 2016, mas konti ang mundo ng tao, if you recall. Because we all felt that you want to see more of Encantadia than the mundo ng tao. This time around, there's a good balance naman with the mundo ng tao. Pero dun sa mundo ng tao, it will not be boring because the element of Encantadia and of the Encantos, of the Elementals, they're there. Saka action packed siya with Terra. I don't want to spoil to you I don't know what you've read Pero it's very different. It's more dynamic, maybe. That's the term. Ang mundo ng tao ngayon is more dynamic. Mas madaming nangyayari na mas connected siya sa Encantadia.
I see. Sorry, magsigit ako ng last, Direct, no? Kasi nilagay niyo po
Hindi na
yung
pwede.
elements.
Please.
Please, regarding po sana po, this is just more of a wish, Direct, no, na parang sana mabigyan natin uli ng kwento yung ating mga Gabay Diwa. We were actually parang craving for it nung requel. Gabay Diwa was actually my favorite ko po noong 2005. Tapos, hi Greg. And then of course, sana may ano tayo doon sa mga emblem ng mga kaharian, like yung parang bakit mermaid yung sa tawag Adamia, bakit parang yung
Okay.
of course sa Salambana meron tayong background nun, but Sarangay sa Piro, and then of course yung Buarka ng Hattori. So something like that, especially right now na meron tayong bagong kaharian to explore, which is yung kina Mitena. So excited po ako for that. Thank you so much
Okay.
po.
Greg, please take note of that question. And Greg, hindi ka pwede mag-poker. You have the worst poker face. Gustado ka agad sa reaction mo about the Gabay Diwa. So, basta, just wait for the Gabay Diwas. They'll show up. They'll show up.
Yeah.
Thank you po.
Alam, Renz, you know what? The creatives, the production, alam yung request ng fans na yan. Like what Miss Susie said before, na nakikinig sila sa fans. So, hintayin natin yung kung ano yung mga kung ano yung
Yeah.
mga wishes na matutupad. So,
Yeah.
sa tingin ko hindi lahat na matutupad, but meron at merong matutupad na mga wishes ng fans. Ayan, so Ram, take it away.
Sorry, it's been a long day. So, kampay talaga. Sorry. If I'm drinking beer, sorry.
Okay.
Okay, Abisala po, Direk.
Abisala.
Abisala. Ang question ko po is about 2005. I'm just curious about this since I rewatched 2005 and I can see, di ba, book 1 and then we moved to Etheria and we moved to Pag-ibig Hanggang Wakas, which is technically 3 different stories. Just want to know the behind the scene kwento doon. Paano po nyo dinirect yun or paano pinroduce in like non-consecutive yet different worlds? Like parang it gives a different feels every chapter throughout the year and it runs the entire year na production on a 5 day a week production. Yun po, very curious po ako doon kasi parang it's amazing that we're able to see a very high quality production every day, every night. Ayun po,
Well,
salamat.
and thank you for that. Thank you for that, Ram. Dati ang hairline ko dito. 2005 dito hairline ko. Ngayon, ito na hairline ko. Yan. Dahil nasa Encantadia. It's really challenging. But if if you love what you're doing and you're passionate and you're with passionate people working on something like this, it's so much fun. It's nerve wracking. Pero we love kasi the show eh. I mean, I'll be known for 3 things in my career. It will be TGIS, Encantadia, and Voltus 5. But Encantadia is the one that keeps going back. Na you imagine na this is the third iteration again na I'll be directing this. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, this is my last. Give it to someone else already after this. But syempre, mga gatekeepers kami eh. Nila Suset, nila Noel Flores. So we're still there. We still have the passion for it. And we know there's so many stories to tell. And we know that we created, fantastic and well-rounded characters. Si ano nga, sinabi, it touches life this way and it's all about family, love, friendship, and fighting for one's nation or kingdom. So, madami siyang pupuntahan. Hindi siya lang one-sided. We can go full on action if we want. We can go on full on drama. We can go familial. We can go love story. Ang dami niya. It's a really rich tapestry. So I guess that's why it's still around and it gives us the momentum and the inspiration and aspiration to work on something this no matter how difficult it is, lalo na these days, I know that I have to top things for you guys. Like now we have more dragons, we have more creatures, the CGI should be better, so ganon. So ano yan, it's really a challenge but we love the challenge. We enjoy it.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Ram. Thank you, Direk.
Salamat.
Let's go to Verdelu. Verdelu has a very nice question, I think.
Abisala Direk, and congrats sa
Abisala.
success ng Encantadia.
Thank you. Congrats to us, to all of us.
Yeah, I have 2 questions, Direk. May chance po ba na magkaroon ng crossover ang like mga ibang characters from different series sa Encantadia, like for Adamia, may mga mermaids, like si Jezebel, pwede ba siya may chance ba siya mag-crossover with Enka and other, those type of characters?
Ang pwede lang mag-crossover sa atin are the ones that's created by GMA. Let's say, of course, Bulawin is part of the Encantadia lore. We can have Super Twins, for example. We can have Pintados. Basta sa GMA. Kasi ang Jezebel is owned by another franchise, another writer. Yeah. So, iba yung copyright nun. Baka hindi tayo payagan. Pag ganun.
Si Marinara na lang.
Pwede.
And second question, Direk, may chance ba na makita sa big screen ng Encantadia or Sangre, like yung Vault is Fire, di ba? Like yung first episodes niya, napakita siya sa big screen. May chance po ba na mangyari din yan sa Encantadia or sa Sangre?
Yeah, you know what? Maybe not with Sangre, pero a standalone Encantadia the movie is not, it's not far from happening. That could very well happen. Yeah.
Thank you. Yun lang po. Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's have Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Hello, Direk. Abisala po. So,
Abisala.
Abisala po. So, I have two questions. Ano lang naman siya, parang random lang din naman. So, first po, on production point of view of 2005 team, how modernization of technology like CGI and the budget help the Enka team in enhance the retelling or recreation of one of the most successful telepantasya of all time in 2016 then now po.
Okay. I'll talk about 2016. Kasi sa 2024, ang daming, I'm sure it's gonna be, you'll just equate it with Voltus 5 ganung level. Pero sa 2016, remember the scene where Cassiopeia had the diamonds and sliced yung diamonds, and then there was this great beam that came out of the kingdom, and then the kingdom was really if you see the raw footage of that, you will not believe na kaya na natin gumawa ng ganun. So doon pa lang 2016 aggressive na yung yung GMA graphics team to have those kinds of effects. So ngayon mas magaling sila after Voltus 5 lalo na. So expect 2024 Encantadia to be really much better than 2016. Pero from 2005 to 2016, ang laki talaga. Even yung chroma environment ng 2005 wasn't that nice. And then we were shooting on low definition analog cameras in nag-high definition na kami sa 2016. So ang laki na nung change nung time na yon, no? And then yun na, in terms of post-production, we have better effects lalo na ngayon. So when you see it, like for example, if you see it, no, dati pag nag-transform sila, it's yung nagwo-wipe lang, di ba? Nakatayo tapos nagwo-wipe lang yung armor. Now I had a scene na inspiration ko. Remember when Iron Man sa Endgame, he walked and then he pressed this arc reactor tapos biglang nagganon. We did that. Naglalakad si Sanya while she's transforming into the armor. So ganun level na tayo you'll see madami yan. And then the wire removal, then I have this new toy, it's called the levitator. So we'll employ that basta you'll see a lot of those things that in the news in Sangre.
Ayun po. So, last question ko po. So, how do you feel every time po when someone hear your name, Direk Mark Reyes, ang una agad na tatatak sa amin, ang Emre ng Encantadia. So, ano pong nafe-feel ninyo once na may bumanggit lang ng pangalan? Kahit po ako, when sa office, sa work, pag nasasabi sila about production, then mababanggit po yung pangalan nyo. Ang aming bathalang Emre.
No, it's really kasi yan naging running joke yan na si Ether, si SB, si Suzette, and then si Noel is Arde, and then I'm Emre. So it was just a running joke, but it became na syempre I do decisions for the characters, parang I'm Emre giving blessings to them to do what this or that. Kaya naging tatak yun na nga yung Emre. There are a lot of things that happened to me all these years na bigla na lang I'm let's say in a restaurant, and then may abot sa akin, pahal na Emre ang inyong kape. Abshala Eshma. So yung mga ganon, no, I know Encantadik siya na he knows, no, without even dropping character, we would say that, and then yung mga tao katabi namin na nagtataka ko ano yung nagsasabi namin. And like, like that nga, like, it's flattering at the same time, it's nerve-wracking kasi nga, when you say you're Emre, you're the creator, you're infallible, so hanggang ano lang ako siguro, hanggang blessing and creating lang ako. Pero the infallible part, I leave it to Emre and the decision making. Not one person decides for Enka. It's an entire creative team.
Ayun po, salamat po.
Thank you, Jay. Go on, Zim.
Yes po, Direk. I actually have two questions po. Okay lang po ba?
Sige.
Sige po. So, I would like to ask this po sa 2016 na Encantadia. It's about Miss Sunshine Dizon's character, si Adhara. Kasi siya po yung favorite character ko that time. And she has a very promising character. Ang ganda ng build-up ng story niya. At ang ganda po, panoorin yung Encantadia 2016 before na dalawa yung kontrabida, Hagorn and Adhara with same goals, and however hindi sila makakilala, and there's an episode na may nagka-confrontation sila. It's just that Miss Sunshine was pulled out to do ika-anim na utos. So I just want you to briefly give us the story of ano po yung original flow ng story, kasi supposedly si Miss Sunshine po yung main villain doon.
I cannot recall exactly, no? Pero kasi when that was being, wala namang long-term na map for Adhara. I think we were taking it, kasi nga, like I said, we were shooting, hand to mouth, no? I think even in the scripting, wala masyadong long-term map. So when we decided to end Adhara, it was easy to end it and then bring in Eteria, Lord, di ba? Pumasok si Yula Valdez, di ba? As pumalit for Adhara, gano'n. So it was not it wasn't. So I don't know what the end game of if there was an end game that is in the mind of SD. Hindi ko alam kung anong gusto niya punta doon. But at that time nga, kailangan lang na umexit si Sunshine sa series. So kaya nag-end ng the way it ended in 2016.
Sige, thank you po, Direk. And yung second question ko po, it's about the crossover of Mulawin versus Ravenna and Encantadia 2016. So originally, because po kasi yung press release ng Mulawin versus Ravenna, ifa-follow nila yung timeline ng original Encantadia. And then, nag-crossover si Pirena and si Lira. So we were actually expecting that mag-crossover is the Pirena 2005. However, it's the 2016 Glyza. And what happened is, of course, from Mulawin 2004, Mulawin the movie, and Mulawin versus Ravenna, somehow ang nangyari, yung characters on the Mulawin the movie, they are actually the 2016 versions. So, merong mga fans na somehow na, let's say, na-disappoint or na broken heart because parang yung, syempre lumaki kami na yung connected is the Mulawin and the original Encantadia. However, parang dahil sa crossover, na-separate yung 2005 universe from the Mulawin. So, may message po ba kayo direct about sa mga fans or ano rin po yung reaction nyo?
I don't know how to answer that. Nagrito, ano sinabi ni ST about it? Si ST na lang tanongin nyo about it. ang reaction ko lang was that we had to work with what was available to us at that time. I cannot recall. I'm really sorry. I cannot recall the main reason why that it turned out that way. There must be a major reason for it. I just can't recall what it is now. But there was, of course, there was no ill doing naman or na gusto naming sinabin yung whole the consistency of the universe between Mulawin 2005 and 2016. I just cannot recall now when what happened at that point. I know there was a discussion at that point, but we decided to pursue na lang what we have in 2005. So hopefully that doesn't happen. We take care of that with I don't know Greg has some opinions on this, on how we're going to handle the Mulawins also that will surprise the Mulawin showing up in Sangre. We have Mulawin showing up in Sangre. So, yung timeline na yun, if that will be retconned or something, we'll just find out na lang when Sangre airs.
All right. Thank you so much, Direk.
Yeah. Zane, based on available information that I know, no, there was no plan to create a straight line universe before eh. That's why nagkaroon din ng parang multiverse between these two shows. They are crossover shows na in a way nagkaroon pa ng multiverse. Mayroong Perena 2005 in Earth 1, parang ganoon, tapos may Perena 2005 in Earth 2, tapos may Perena 2016 in Earth 1, in Earth 2, parang ganoon. So I myself, hindi ko
Oh.
alam yung talagang sagot dyan kung
Yeah,
bakit.
kasi, the minute that we had Sunshine, Dizon as Adhara, and Diana Subiri as Lira Sari, na-erase na yung, kumbaga ba, na-erase na yung 2005, diba? What we follow now is the 2016.
Yes. And also, Bianca Umali is Luis Wiz in Mulawin versus
Oh,
Ravenna.
there you go. That's correct.
Bibida as Sangre Terra dito sa Encantadia Chronicles Sangre. So, ayun. So, sorry sa mga fans na disappointed na hindi masusunod yung multiverse na pinapangarap natin, no? Lahat tayo nangangarap tayo na magkaroon ng parang solid multiverse, parang MCU like multiverse, but ayun nga, yung mga cast natin nagkakaroon din ng sariling multiverse in their own way, parang ganon. So let's have Jonas as
Yeah,
the last.
sorry guys, last two questions, ha?
Yes, Direk.
I have to go
From
there.
Jonas.
Yeah.
Good evening po, Direk. Hello po from Nueva Ecija. Direk, ang ask ko lang po, kasi po sa Sangre teaser is 4 na elements lang po yung lumabas. Ano na po ang magiging plano sa Brilyante ng Diwa?
Okay, I don't know if I could answer it here or you want to wait for the series to unfold Sangre para masagot yan. But basically, remember, the Brillante ng Diwa is part of the mother. It's not really a separate element, di ba? So, kumbaga ba, lang siya talaga, nahiwalay na lang siya pero nabalik na siya sa mother gem. So, ang talagang lang is the 4 gems. Yung principal gem or the 4 gems.
Thank you po, Direk.
Thank you, Jonas. And we're down to our direct last 2 questions from the hosts, no?
Okay.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Ram. Go ahead, throw the
Okay,
final
hello po.
question to Direct Mark.
Okay po. Since this is our celebration of the 19th anniversary of Encantadia, so the question will be, what do you think made Encantadia still relevant and well-loved after 19 years?
I think
Yun po.
because it all boils down that the characters, the storyline is very much Pinoy. It's very Filipino. Yung away na magkakapatid pero tutulungan pa rin miskin galit ang isa't isa, miskin ganyan si Perena, tutulungan pa rin niya si Amihan. Very matriarchal si Inang Reyna, and then the men of are the very gentleman and will really fight and become heroes for everyone, as a father figure or as a hero or as a leader. So, and then the storylines, I think because we're very it's very Pinoy, and then ang key dyan kasi also is that Encantadia, there's a sense of escapism. It's a fantasy series. Yung pinagdaanan nitong bansang ito hindi masyadong madali past few years. So it was an easy escape to go to the world of Encantadia and feel the magic, feel the love, feel the special effects, feel the features, see the creatures, see the kingdoms that's away from us. That we were able, as a TV show, we were able to give 35 minutes of escape from, or a breather from the normal and real world. Maybe that's why kayo na rin nagsabi na mas gusto niyo yung world of Encantadia kaysa sa mundo ng tao. Kasi nga, you want to escape. You want to have that catharsis feeling na ang sarap sa Encantadia, miski may problema, it gets solved, and there's magic, there's pageantry. So I guess that's the magic, in any fantasy series, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, that element of fantasy, the magic that us mortals will never feel, but unless you watch a movie or see a TV show, that you get a chance to experience that. I guess that's the magic of Encantadia. And to top it all, that it's very Pinoy at heart.
Okay, thanks. Salamat po. Thank you, Direk.
Thank you, Direk. Direk, I would just like to acknowledge the presence of Sir Noel Leon Flores in the Facebook Live comments. Before we let you go, please invite the fans, the Encantadix, the Facebook Live viewers, the Zoom participants to support, watch Encantadia Chronicles Sangre very soon. Tapos, yeah, Direk, you have an upcoming movie, Playtime with Sanya Lopez.
Playtime, with Sanya, with Sangre de Naya. You'll see a very different Sanya in the movie. So, please support it if you can. Lahat ng pelikula Pilipino kailangan ng tulong, kailangan natin manood. Huwag na tayo sa TV manood tayo sa pelikula. Symbiotic ang relationship ng movies and TV. So please support that. I don't have to invite the people who's here right now, who has my in hearing range or watching me right now, because I know you all love Encantadia. You're going to enjoy Sangre. We put more than siguro 3 times the effort because we know we don't want to disappoint you. So it's gonna be a fantastic ride. You'll see a lot of your old favorites around. You'll fall in love with the new characters. Hopefully we do our jobs right, that you yearn for more, and then if you're very successful, Encantadia could go on and on and on and on and on and on, and with all the spin-offs that you guys want, pwedeng mangyari yan. Basta nandiyan kayo. 19 years, make it 29 years, make it 40 years, diba? So again, Abisala Eshma sa inyong suporta. And speaking of characters you well love, someone wants to say hi. We just had a business meeting kasi, and
hi.
He just wants to say hi.
I think I know who is it. Hi, Rocco. Abisala Rocco Nasino, guys. Akil of Encantadia 2016 is in the house. Abisala Rocco.
Yeah. We had a business meeting about, naman he's a real estate guy, so he's just helping me up with something. Anyway, sige. Again, siguro we can have this another power like this. Sana with Noel and Suzette all together when Sangre starts. It's still it's still early in the ball game. Pag nag-umpisa yan, let's get together again. So we can have feedback from you guys on what on what you think about Sangre.
Abisala Eshma, Direk Mark, thank you for your time. Direk, maraming salamat at nakadalo ka.
Thank you.
So, salamat, Direk.
Thank you po, Direk.
Opo.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Group
Bye,
photo
Direk.
po.
Happy 19th anniversary. Yes, Direk. They're asking for
Okay,
photo.
sige. Okay.
Let's do this. Let's take 2 shots. Okay. In 1, 2, click, guys. Wala pong pipikit, and give your best smile. And 1, 2. Okay, one more time. Got it? Isa pa po. In 1, 2, click. 1, 2. Got it. Thank you, Direk.
All right. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Yan, guys. Good night na ba? How was it? Kumusta naman yung feeling na we were able to talk with the Direk Mark Reyes of Encantadia? Friends, satisfied with the answers of Direk Mark?
Ano na, sorry?
Ang intense ng mga tanong mo kay Direk Mark kanina.
Ay, syempre, inipon. Ay naman, pero exciting naman din talaga yung upcoming, Chronicles sa Sangre. So, kailangan lang natin i-balance, yung as fans, kailangan natin i-balance na talaga. They can only give us, so much. But, kagaya ng pinag-usapan natin sa mga previous episodes na the team naman is listening to feedback. May limitations na talaga, especially kung budget, 'di ba? Tapos even yung yung continuity nga, 'di ba, nung universe ng Mulawin, yung timeline. So tatanggapin na talaga natin as is na ganun siya. Unless gusto nila i-reboot ng the entirety of, nung tag ng franchise. So ganun siya. But enjoy na lang.
Yes. Thank you, Renz. Go, Ram.
Yes po, ayan. Maraming salamat po sa ating mga nanood sa Facebook Live at sa mga kasama po natin dito. And sana, as what mentioned, sana magsama ulit tayo on the next time. Di natin alam kung kailan, pero sana parang ang saya nung ang saya nung environment that we're appreciating both 2005 and the 2016 and looking forward for the upcoming project 2025. So, hopefully magkita-kita ulit tayo soon for this one and for the next year, let's say for the 20th, and I'm looking forward for that. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Renz, Jay, Zim, Jet, Nell, Verdilu, another Jet, Jay, Lloyd, Jonas, Jaime. Thank you for your presence tonight. No, hindi kami nag-iisa ni Ram. Yung aking tatlong co-hosts na si DJ, si Matt, at si TL, iniwan akong mag-isa. Ayan, may kanya-kanya silang concerts and out of town. So mabuti na lang nandito si Ram na bago naming kasama sa Encantadia Saga. Salamat sa pagsuporta dito sa aming pagsa-celebrate ng month-long celebration ng Encantadia's 19th anniversary. May isa pang Sunday ang Mayo at hindi namin alam kung anong mangyayari dyan, kung matutuloy yan, pero abangan nyo yan. This coming Sunday, of course. And syempre, nabanggit na rin ni Direk Mark, nabanggit ko na rin to before, abangan niyo po ang Encantadia Chronicles Sangre dahil bahagi po ako ng creative team niyan. So, abangan niyo po very soon. Maraming salamat. Abisala Eshma, Mas Nesera, Abisala Meiste, Has ni Evolive Encantadix, Has ni Evolive Encantadia.